everybody, I am Anthony Coach and this is part 1 of my crash course in the blues. And this video is intended for people who are complete beginners. It's going to be progressive. This is the first in the series. It's going to start off really simple and then get on to maybe towards an intermediate kind of a level. So start here if you are a complete beginner. And I'm kind of pitching this video towards the kind of guitar player that has probably found themselves at a bit of a jam night or an open mic night or in a situation with other musicians, and then one of them says, oh, let's have a jam, let's do a blues in A. And you might think, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, this video is aimed at you. And blues can be done in any key, can be done in loads and loads of different keys. There's 12 keys that it could be in, but we're going to start off in probably the most common. And we're going to do a blues in A, and we're going to start at the basics right now. So first of all, before we begin, I'm going to make some music pop magically up right in front of my beautiful face right now. And you can see there that the 12 bar blues is made up of 12 bars. There you go. It's a blues in 12 bars, lesson over. Tune in for the next one. Only joking. Right, let's have a look. So we've got 4 bars of A. Starts off there, you can see at the top, 4 bars of A. Then 2 bars of D, then another 2 bars of A, then 1 bar of E, 1 bar of D, then 2 bars of A. So the 12 is quite self-explanatory in 12 bar blues, and so is the word blues, it's the genre. But what about the word bar? So first, to describe the word bar, I need some beats. So I'm going to give myself a beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see what I did there? I didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 bar. The next beat that would happen, or set of beats that would happen, will be bar number 2. And so we'll go bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've just counted 4 bars worth of music there. Really important to understand that it isn't always up to 4. You can get pieces of music where there are 3 beats in each bar or 7 beats in each bar. But primarily blues, and the blues that I'm going to be showing you today, is 4 beats to a bar. So 12 bar blues, 12 bars, and the genre of music is blues. So that's why that's called that. Let's start. And I'm going to guess that you have not... So I'm going to guess that maybe you've not played guitar for very long. If you're searching for these kind of videos and you're wanting to get better and make yourself a better guitarist, that's what we're both here to do. So with that in mind, I've really simplified these chords. We're not going to play the full chords. We can play a 12 bar blues in loads of different ways, but this is the way that I'm going to show you. It only requires, on your left hand, 1 finger. So let's have a look at what I've written for you. You can see there that, okay, well, I got a bit bored there and I drew a picture of a dog on a skateboard chasing a UFO. But other than that, I also drew this. You can see that I've really simplified these chords. At the top there, you can see that I've written that there is an A5 chord, a D5 chord, and an E5 chord. So just quickly now, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of music theory as to why I've called those 5 chords. Maybe in one of the later videos, but since this is lesson 1 aimed at complete beginners, just take my word for it, it's going to sound good. Doesn't matter why it says 5. Although if you are familiar with the word power chord, that's just another way of writing power chord. But moving on, right, let's have a look at that A chord. 0, fret 0 on the 5th string. Easy. Then, finger 1 on your left hand is going to play fret number 2 on the 4th string up. Going to play those 2 together. There you go. There you go, it's as simple as that. So I've placed 1 finger on string number 4. My plectrum, this is kind of a technical aspect to what's going on here. I'm saying it's simple, but you know, I do teach guitar and I know that some things can be tripped up on. Mainly accidentally hitting those other strings, or even intentionally doing it thinking that you need to. You do not need to hit the other strings, just aim to pick those 2 middle strings. Okay, so we're picking the 2 strings. The D chord, all you've got to do for the D chord is you move, well, let's have a look at the tab. So finger number 2 is now on string 3. So let's have a look here. I'm still in A5. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move finger 1 to the next string, and then I'm gonna pick the 2 middle strings for a D5. And then I'm going to move on to that E5 chord. You can tell what's going to happen when you look at the tab. It says 0 on the low E string and then a 2 on the 5th string. Let's have a look at that on the guitar. It's going to sound like this. So look at this. Chord 1, which is A5. Chord 2, which is D5. Chord 3, which is E5. Moving on, what we've got to do next is we've got to turn this into music. We know the structure, that's the order of chords in those 4 beats, and doing that 12 times to make a 12-bar blues. We now know how to play the chords, although we've substituted the chords. Instead of playing an A chord, playing an A5 chord. So now, if I bring up some more tab, look at this, look what's happening. We are just going to strum each of those chords a maximum of 4 times for every time we see the chord symbol. So I've written that. I've written it, Anna. I've written it on the top. I've written the chord A, then A, then A, then A. But underneath that, I've drawn the same chord. That same chord. It looks a bit more complicated on the page, but really, this is all that's happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. How much more simple do you want to get? So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy. What happens on chord D? Well, you already know. Finger 1 is going, I'm going to call it upper string because the pitch goes up. We're physically going down the guitar, but the pitch goes up, so we're going this way on a guitar, it's going up, so we're going upper string. For the D chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was only 2 sets of 4 because that's what's written. That is the 12-bar blues. Then A, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. E, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do it now a little bit faster without stopping. Starting to take shape now, isn't it? The best thing about doing a blues, right, is that 5 musicians, let's say 5 musicians can play a blues. This is why it's so popular. And it doesn't matter what level any of them are. If you've got an incredible drummer, an okay, confident bass player, someone who isn't so confident on keyboard, someone who's never sung blues before on vocals, and then another guitarist who is watching this video and learning stuff from this video. It's all... You can play, as long as everyone's in that beat, it doesn't matter. You can play something as simple as that. If everyone else is filling the sound out, it's just gonna sound good. Any of your favourite blues songs, if they're in the key of A, depending on what level you're at, you may be able to identify what key a song's in. But if not, just do a quick search on the internet and see what blues songs are in the key of A, and give this a go. 10 times out of 10, I nearly said that. 9 times out of 10. You're going to find that a blues song is going to follow the chord structure above. It may have something called a turnaround, which I will get onto in a later video, but don't worry, it doesn't even matter if it has. For the most part, especially the more old-fashioned blues, it's just going to follow that structure. So then let's say that you got really, really confident with that. So let's say that you get really confident with what I've already talked about today, and you're playing that and you can do it. I'm going to show you something really, really cool now. And this is taken from, I think it was Chuck Berry. I think Chuck Berry made this famous, at least, and I think he took it from what piano players used to do back in the 50s. And that is what in music is called the 6th. But I'm not going to tell you why it's called the 6th. It doesn't even matter. It sounds good. At this level, it doesn't matter why it's called the 6th. And it's a case of adding your 3rd finger 2 frets away. So where you're playing that A5 chord, you're now going to play the same A5 chord, but you're going to put your third finger down 2 frets away, so on fret 4. Then we get this thing here. And we're just going to alternate. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to take us straight through the chord progression because I'm feeling the music. I don't want to stop. Then it would start again now. Because that's blues, isn't it? It's repetition. It looks so short, what I'm showing you today, but the bulk of the blues is a repeating 12 bars. It's why it's called 12 bars. It's where it gets its name from. So learning this short snippet of stuff that I'm showing you today is actually going to last you a lifetime of playing, hopefully. Because you can build on this, and that's what's going to happen in these videos. So I'll just play it out very quickly now with this chord progression, using those power chords. But I'm going to add my third finger, playing those sixths. And just to give it a little bit more movement and make it sound a bit more musical, I'm just going to add a few upstrokes as well. And if you don't already know, an upstroke is just where you strum up towards the ceiling. But before I play us out with that 12 bar blues with the upstrokes, I am going to take this opportunity to thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to urge you to subscribe to my channel as I upload more videos to this crash course in the 12 bar blues.